Hello and welcome back to my channel of free trade analysis. If you guys are new to my channel, then please click on the subscribe button and also click on the bell icon so you guys do not miss on any of the potential trades that I give to you guys. And if you guys are short on time, I have given timestamps below so you guys can go directly to your relevant pair and look at your analysis for tomorrow. Okay, so now let us discuss the USDJPY pair from where we left off the day before yesterday. And we gave you the market was trending over here, and we gave you several setups, and our two of the buying setups were hit in a beautiful manner. You guys can clearly see we gave you this buying setup. If market closes above this area and then market tests this area once again, then we could go long from here, and if we were a risky buyer we could have easily gone long from here as well. Okay, so in terms of profit, if you guys can have a look, if you were a risky buyer you would have gone long from here, and this would be your take profit area approximately, and your stop loss would be just below this candle, so this would be a 2.7% profit. And on the other hand, if you guys were a non-risky buyer, then this trade would be even more amazing. Simply over here, and your stop loss would be over here, so this would be approximately 13.7% profit. Wow, this was amazing. Okay, so now let us move to the fresh setups and let us see that what it has in store for us. So let me remove the previous drawings and let me make fresh ones for you guys. So let us first have a look at the 4-hour chart. What does it have for us? The 4-hour chart has made a new high. Okay, so let me mark this area as an area of resistance. Okay, and the short-term area of resistance would be this area. So let me mark this as well. Okay, so and the support zones. Okay, this is our recent support zone. Let me change its color to green so we can have an easier idea. Okay, so let me now go back to the 1-hour chart. So what do we have in play? So, and let me also make a trend line if it is being followed or not. Okay, so my trend line would be this. So if I mark it from here till here, yes, it has been touched approximately 3 times already. So I am assuming that if this line is not broken, as this line is currently being tested once again, so you guys can okay, so I don't think that this line is relevant, so let me just make this, as this was the 4-hour area of support, let me mark my swing low, which is this area, and let me just stretch it a bit so we can have a better idea. Okay, so how do we trade, as this is our swing high and this area has been broken, and but not really. Yes, since this area has not been taken out, so market is moving in this area. So now let me mark my swing highs and lows. So my in short term support area would be I think so this zone. Okay, so this is my short term support zone. So how are we going to trade? So if we are looking for a buying setup, we are going to wait for the market to respect this area, and if not, then market we can wait for the market to respect this area, and if we are still unsure, then the third scenario would be if market goes above this area and then market tests this area and then market closes above this area, we can go long from here. And we have to keep an eye out for this area. If this area is tested tomorrow and market closes above this area, we can go long from here as well. Okay, so now the selling area. So the first of all, if this area is not broken, then we can short from here. Let me change its color to red. And on the other hand, a market closing below this area, we will go short straight away. If we are a risky seller, of course. And then if at any given point of time market touches this area, and then we will look for a good selling opportunity and we can go short from here. Okay, so these will be the scenarios for tomorrow. So let's see that which of the scenario comes into play. So now let us move on to the next pair, which is the Dow Jones DJ analysis. So when we were discussing this pair last, we gave you some buying setups, and you guys can clearly see that this buying setup has been did come into play beautifully. You guys can clearly see that market has went up from here, and we gave you a selling setup. If market entered here, you guys can also see that market entered here and market could give us a good selling opportunities. We could have made profit in selling and buying both. So now let me give you guys the fresh scenarios for the DJ analysis. Okay, so what do we have? Okay, so let me remove the previous drawings. So we can, so first of all, let's have a look at the 4-hour chart and what it has in store for us. As you guys can clearly see that 4-hour chart is currently in a selling trend unless we take out this recent high. We will be looking for good short scenarios. So let me mark this area as an area of resistance. Okay. So and my support area would be approximately yes, this will be my area of support. Let me change its color to green, and another short-term area of support would be this area. Okay, and let me go back to the 1-hour chart, and now let's see that what do we have. Okay, this is our swing high, so this is a potential area to sell, and in order to buy this pair, so we have this area as an area of support. Okay, so let me change its color to green. So how are we going to buy this pair? If market respects this area, we are going to buy this pair from here. And if market breaks past this above area, we can take a risky buy. And if market just if we want to take a non-risky buy, then we can wait for market to close above this area, then market to test this area again, and then market to close above, so we can take a buying trade. So if we have to sell this pair, we have to wait for market to test this area and then market to close below this area. We are gonna go short on this pair. So, and on the other hand, if market closes below the support line and market goes short, we can go short straight away. And on the other hand, if market closes below the support line and then test this line once again, and then we can go short from there as well. Okay, and on the other hand, if market somehow enters this area, we are going to look for a good buying opportunity from here and from this area as well. We have to be vigilant that which areas are perfect to buy and which areas are perfect to sell. Okay, so just be vigilant. I don't think so that any of this is Okay, so let us be careful and trade accordingly. So now let me move on to the next pair, which is DE30. Okay, so in DE30, when we were last discussing this pair, market was over here. We gave you some buying setups were not executed, some selling setups were executed, but this was a huge candle. And then we gave you this buying area, and you guys can clearly see we made huge profit if we would have taken this trade of buying from here. Let me take this sample trade for you guys so you guys can have a better idea. Our take profit would be approximately this area. So, and our stop loss would be approximately this. So this was easy 11.1% profit from this buying. And you guys can clearly see that this area has been tested from once here, twice here, thrice, and fourth time over here. So this area was a good area to buy. Okay, so when this area came into play, then definitely this area also came into play for buying. So overall, we remained in good profit under this pair. So let me remove the previous drawings and let me draw the fresh setups for you guys. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look at the 4-hour chart, that what it has in store for us. Okay, so you guys can clearly see the 4-hour chart has not taken out this high, and this low has been, I think, taken out. So I am quite positive that this market might go green tomorrow. So we have to be ready for both scenarios. So first of all, this is an area of resistance, even though maybe it's short term, but still. Okay, and another area of resistance would be this area. Okay, so my support zones would be this area, and my long-term support zone would be this area. Okay, so let me mark this in green and let me mark this in green as well. Now let me go back to the 1-hour chart and let me analyze that what do we have in store. Okay, so this is our recent area of resistance. Okay, so now let me mark my recent area of support, which is this area. Okay, so this is my most recent area of support. So how are we going to trade? Simply if market as this area, we can go long from here. Let me change its color to green, and if market just closes above this area of resistance, we can go long from here. Thirdly, if market goes above this area of resistance and market has this area of resistance again, then we can go long from here. Okay, so on the selling side, if market tests this area and market closes below this area, we can go short from here. And if market closes below this area of support, we can go short from here. And on the third hand, if market closes below this support zone and then market tests this zone once again, and then we will go short from here as well. Okay, so if okay, so now on the third hand, if market somehow enters this zone, we are going to look for a good buying opportunity, and this as well. Okay, so just be vigilant as from where are we going to sell and buy, and from this area we are going to look for a good selling opportunity from this and this both. Okay, so now let us move on to the next pair, which is the Bitcoin, and the most interesting pair for so many of you. So what did we have in store when we discussed yesterday? Market was trending over here. We gave you buying setups if market closed above this area, but initially it was not carried out. So we gave you buying area, market entered this zone, and you can clearly see market entered this zone and closed below, but on the very next candle it once again closed above, so we could have gone long from here and we could have made a good profit. For example, if we would have gone long from here, this would be our entry, our take profit would be over here, and our stop loss would be just below this candle, which is a good 5.2% profit from this long trade. And if you guys would have simply gone short, as you guys can clearly see, if I gave you a risky selling setup, if you guys would sell this from here, so if you check that scenario out, then you guys would be, this would be your stop loss and your take profit would be approximately over here. So this would be easy 2.1% profit. So okay, so now let us move on to the fresh setups for Bitcoin. So I think this area of resistance is still very much in play. And let me also have a look at the 4-hour chart. So the 4-hour chart is still bearish, and it has marked its support, but it has not broken below its support. Let me go back to the 1-hour chart. Okay, so now let me mark my area trades for tomorrow. First of all, let me remove the previous setups. Okay, this is well. Okay, so this area is still valid to sell. And then after this area, the next area, best area to sell is this area. Okay, so we have to be careful for these both of these areas. Okay, so my this will now act as an area of support, and my resistance would be this area. So let me just mark it. Okay, so how are we going to trade this pair? If market closes below this support zone, then we are gonna go short. And if we are a risky seller, we are gonna go short if market closes below or this support zone. First scenario would be if market touches this resistance and market closes below this resistance, then we can go short. And if we are a risky seller, market closes below this candle, then we can go short. And it also breaks our support area. And on the other hand, how could we sell? If market closes below the support and market respects the support once again and then market closes below, this would be our selling opportunity. Okay, so how are we going to buy this pair? Simply if the market respects this area, and then we can go long from here. Okay, and if we are a risky buyer, then simply we'll buy this pair if market closes above the previous high. Okay, and another area of buying would be if market closes above this area of resistance and market tests this area once again and then market closes above this area. Okay, so these will be the scenarios, and another selling might occur from this area of resistance. Okay, so that's all from Bitcoin. So now let me move on to the next pair, which is Ethereum. Okay, so in Ethereum, when we were last discussing, market was over here, and we gave you a selling setup, and it was executed perfectly till here. Even the risky sell was executed perfectly, and after that, my supports were tested beautiful way. So if I would have gone long from my support, then I would have made huge profits in selling and buying both. So now let me check that how much profit would we have made from this sell. Okay, so my stop loss would be just above this candle, and my this would be my take profit, which is 10.8%. And if I would have taken a long trade from here, then we would have gone long. Okay, so this is an easy, simple 5.9% profit. Okay, so now let me just okay, so now let me remove all the previous drawings and let me mark fresh setups for you guys. First of all, let me open the 4-hour chart. In the 4-hour chart, the market is now trying to rise, but still this area has not been taken out, and this area as well. So I am expecting the market to test. Let me remove this. This will be our test. So I think that market might respect this trend line tomorrow, but I'm not really sure. I'm going to delete it. Okay, so in the 4-hour chart, my area of recent resistance is this. I'll change its color to red. Secondly, this is my area of resistance. And thirdly, this is my area of resistance. Okay, so the support is this. Now let me go back to the 1-hour chart and let me check that what is the best possible scenario. Okay, so my support would be approximately over here, and my support will be over here, and my resistance would be approximately over here. We change its color to red so we can have a better idea. As you guys can clearly see that the market is being tested, and we are trying to find out the resistance. Okay, so this is the first area of resistance. Secondly, market closes below the support, then we can go short from here. And on the third end, if market just closes below this area, then respects this area once again, and then market goes short. Okay, so quite simply, if we are looking for a buying opportunity like this, then we are going to buy if the market respects this area. Okay, and so secondly, market is above this area, we are gonna buy this pair straight away. And thirdly, if market broke past this area of support and market closes on this current area once again, and then market closes above this area, then we can go long. Okay, so simply the resistance is in Ethereum, the most recent buying area is this, and the most recent selling area is this. Okay, so these are the setups for tomorrow. Now that's all for today. So I hope you guys would have learned a lot from the scenarios that I have given to you guys, and you guys will make good profits tomorrow. And please always manage your risks. Do not take any trade blindly. There is a good 70% to 80% chance that your trade might hit a stop loss. So do not risk more than 1% of your total investment. Okay, so see you guys in the next video. Thank you.